What's good, guys? Welcome back to our channel.
Hey, how you doing?
So today I have a special surprise for Rico. I'm basically doing a little Q&A and a get to know us.
So that's what the video is, okay.
I basically just asked Rico to get ready and thought it'd be quite fun to blindside him.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I don't mind, but like now I know what it is.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody who submitted some questions to my story that things that you'd want to get to know about us. And yeah, that's it. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribe, show some love. And if there's anything else you'd like to know, let us know, because there could always be a part 2.
Okay, I'm curious to know what kind of questions they sent you. I wonder if they were like wild.
Okay, so question number 1. What kind of ring are you getting Monica tomorrow? I'm joking.
My eyes, I was like, whoa, what? I was like,
I'm joking.
Is that actually a question?
No.
Oh.
I just wanted to stress you out.
Wow, dude, guys, okay.
Okay, question number 1.
Is this for real?
For real.
Okay, got it.
Are you planning on getting another puppy? Maybe Newton can have some fun with him / her. Reaction.
No.
Yes.
No, Monica. No.
Yes.
No. Not at least not right now.
Not right now.
It's,
but yes.
It's way like. Look, I know a lot of like I feel like the reality of having a dog or at least a puppy
It's a lot.
Is a lot
Yeah.
more than like the kind of, oh, it's gonna be so cool, and like, I mean, it is, don't get me wrong, man. I love Newton to bits. If it wasn't for Monica, at least how I am, my lifestyle, like how I genuinely get up and do my day-to-day activities and stuff like that, it's too much.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want
Times
enough.
2.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to put like a puppy and make him like or her suffer in a way.
I agree with that. The only thing I would say though is that we are definitely getting a second one.
Do you know that saying? I didn't want a dog, so
we compromised and got a dog.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we want to at least buy a house first, because it's very hard to rent in the UK with 1 dog, let alone with 2 dogs and one of them's big.
Yeah, agreed. And also, genuinely speaking, I feel like I need to mature more before I get into that. Yeah. Because the saying, a dog isn't just for Christmas, is so true. Like, so I'm just very, I'm very mindful of what stepping into.
Yeah, of course. And now, like, you're fully aware.
Yeah.
Not just ideals. Okay, question number 2. What's the hardest adjustment from living without a dog and now with a dog?
Do you want to go first or me?
I can go first.
Okay.
I feel like the hardest adjustment for me was that I remember like a few days after we got him, it was like our anniversary, and I was like, oh, why don't we just go, what was it, axe throwing? Like a really simple day.
Yeah.
And then we literally both looked at Newton and were like,
yeah,
we can't leave the house.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't had his vaccinations either. It's not like we could have gone for a walk. But I think that was the biggest reality. Like, everything I do has to be centered about, is he going to be okay with it first? So during the heat, I can't plan to go to the beach because he's not going to be all right at the beach. Yeah,
if it's too hot. Like,
and he's not going to be all right at home by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the biggest adjustment for me, is my needs are no longer important. And I have a little shadow at my feet constantly. Yeah. What about you?
Literally, I would say just that last part you just said, your needs are no longer important.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've heavily realized. A lot of like, I feel the creative side in me and certain things that I would do before were very like self-centered. I'm very much like, even now, like I'm very like much like, oh, I've got an idea. Okay, let's do this.
You get into your little bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a dog, you just like, you can't really do that, because there are times where I may want to do something, but if you're doing something, it means that Newton's left unattended. So
if he's left unattended.
Right. So it means that like, there are just times where it genuinely feels like you just like, the biggest change is freedom in a way.
Yeah.
Like, you just,
I feel like until they grow up and they are like, it's so important that you train them to be alone or train them to be okay with other people. For example, like when we go down to London, Newton's completely fine being left with my family, so I can go do things.
Yeah.
But yeah, like definitely.
It's just
in the beginning.
Yeah, I would definitely say the biggest difference is just it's just knowing that now you're really responsible for.
It's like having a child. You've got to make sure that child, if you've got any plans, somebody's looking after it.
Yeah.
Or they're busy, or they're going to be safe, or like it's hard.
It's a lot of planning.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Next question. Did you have any fears or worries before you started reactions?
Ooh. Okay, now we've been doing it for a while, right? I feel like this is a twofold question, though, if I'm going to be honest with you. Initially, off the bat, my first worries were from my peer group, my closest friends. It wasn't actually so much from outside opinion or from people that were going to be watching the videos. It was more from, I wonder what they think if I post this video of me and Monica, like, and then it was kind of like, oh, is anybody even really going to support like watching the videos? Or like it was weird. Like initially, I feel like my mind was so consumed with everyone around me, like, oh, who's gonna who's gonna share it, or who is actually even gonna watch it? I feel like that was my initial thought process. After the videos started to take off and start doing very well, I feel like one of my initial fears was actually doing solo reactions. Initially, I wanted to do solo reactions first, but just watching Harry Potter with you was like, I want to watch Harry Potter with you. So it was like, okay, let me do that. And then there was a time during lockdown where you actually had to leave for a second.
We lived separately.
Yeah, I know.
I just couldn't be there.
I know. I was, especially because like my health and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I did the Hunger Games one. And that was so, like, I was so scared.
You were very stressed
because I was like, now, even though my plans initially were to do solo reactions, it had become a duo thing. And then to go back to trying to do solo, everyone was like, oh, where's Monica? Even now, like to this day, when I try and put out a solo reaction, there are some of you that are like, really enjoy them. And then some of you are like in the comments straight away, oh, where's Monica? You can't watch this without Monica. And it's like, I feel like my fears were like what I thought the channel was going to be. And then what it is, sometimes they mesh. But yeah, that was my initial fears of just, first it was close peers, and then it was actually outside opinion.
I feel like I didn't really have any fears because I don't know how to explain it, but I didn't really care. Like, my opinion is my opinion, whether people like it or not. I feel like one of the biggest fear was kind of installed by you. Unintentionally. I feel like Rico made such an importance of how great the community was, how big the community was, how everybody was like really into it. Yeah. And it made me really scared because, as you guys know, in the beginning, I didn't like the franchises. So I was really scared of getting some hate for my honest opinion, which was not for me.
Yeah. And you did.
I did get a lot of hate for it. But my second fear was there was people just sending me hate for no reason, not because I was disagreeing, but for no reason. Like sometimes like you just get certain comments where it's like, why is that needed? Or like there was one of the Marvel Endgame ones where to this day people are like, she's a beep, like she is the worst, she doesn't support you, she's not the one for you, bro, she's cheating on you, like all because you were screaming. I said, babe. This is why I said babe, guys. It was like 11 to midnight. We lived in a studio flat. Yeah. And everybody could hear everything. Yeah. And it was like a weekday on top of it. It wasn't even the weekend.
It's true.
And I was literally just saying babe because you were screaming at the top of your lungs in the middle of the night. Yeah. And I didn't want to get us kicked out.
I feel like I get so caught up in things. But you have the reality of what the situation is.
This is why I don't like recording with you at nighttime anymore. Yeah. But that's fine. But yeah, that was my biggest concern. I feel like it's just something that I've learned to deal with. Like whether I like it or not, I just delete the app. If I know I'm going to get some hate, like whenever we start a new franchise, I just delete anything that lets me see comments because I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. Okay, next question. What did you guys do for work before YouTube?
Oh, okay. So I was technically an aspiring content creator. That's the best way to describe it.
Tell me you were unemployed without telling me. He wasn't unemployed.
No, I wasn't unemployed, but I mean like in like my part-time kind of like hustle was like creating, like I used to like videography and stuff like that and making videos. So I always have been on this kind of...
He was always wanting to create.
Yeah, I love content. So that's something I just wanted to do. I ended up working in retail for a long time while on the side trying to make videos and do stuff like that. So yeah, that was me beforehand. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, essentially.
Right. And I worked in the IT industry. I did have a sales role initially, and then I moved over to more of a marketing role. And then I was moving into account managing, and then I quit to do YouTube. Okay, any chance you will do live streams on YouTube on either of the channels?
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about that literally today.
Well, I don't know what any of that means, so there we go. So, that's my answer.
Sometimes I feel like maybe I might do alternate days where I might stream on YouTube and also stream on Twitch. However, I think Twitch is probably the best because that is what the platform is known for. And YouTube right now, we're kind of known for, at least on the other reaction channel, it's known for reactions. So it might be a bit different.
Okay, fair. Okay, next question.
Okay.
What's one of your happiest moments, and what advice would you give to yourself from 5 years ago?
Me first?
Yeah.
Believe in yourself is the advice I would give myself from 5 years ago. And my happiest moment, I think the moment where we made the decision to actually go for this. Go like actually...
Do it full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Okay. My happiest moment was Newton.
Oh, no, I feel like it... Well,
you
actually...
are. No, too late.
To be fair with you, doing that allowed us to get Newton, so...
Whatever.
Yeah.
Mine was picking up Newton. I think I literally didn't sleep for 3 weeks properly. Like I was up majority of the night and I was still the happiest. Like I was stepping on P and just being like, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah.
And the advice I'd give myself from 5 years ago, it'd probably be just trust your gut. Like I feel like you always know when something is about to happen or when like you should be doing something. And I feel like if we had done anything that we had done quicker or later, it just wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
So I feel like trusting your gut, going with the right decisions, knowing when the time is right is so important.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
No.
It's still going to be hard as hell. But I feel like just trust yourself, trust your decisions, and you get this.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
We got a lot of questions asking this.
Okay.
How did you guys meet? By the way, love the movie content, guys. Thank you.
We met through a mutual friend who tried to set us up. Monica was not interested in me. I basically wore her down with a lot of persistence and just being funny.
Well, basically, guys, here's a bit of perspective. Rico saw a picture of me or tried to speak to me through this person's phone.
Yeah.
Right? So they were out for dinner, whatever you guys were doing, chilling.
I don't know.
And apparently there was a picture shown of me. And that's the day they decided to basically try and make the arrangement. I had come from the most stressful day at work. I was chilling, talking to a friend, and suddenly this random friend of his basically took his phone and was like, you, let's go out sometime. And I was like, no.
I didn't say you.
No, but that's how you came across.
I was going to say, I was like, wait, did I say that? I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. You were actually very polite. But
actually, if I think about it, I didn't like you. I liked you, but your response made me not like you.
That's right.
And it wasn't until a while after.
That's how you do it, ladies.
No, it was true. Like, the way you responded to me back then, I kind of felt like, actually,
yeah, because here's the thing. I wasn't looking to be in a relationship. I was building myself. I was on my career vibes. I was just trying to you know when you're really working on yourself and suddenly like somebody's like, oh, let me take you out. I'm like, move. Like, I'm not trying to be near any man right now.
Yeah.
Like, men or trouble, stay away. That's the vibe I was in.
I definitely felt that.
Let's just say I was kind of like, yeah, what kind of car do you even drive?
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to catch buses to come see me? Because that's a no. Like, I was on like a Scrubs kind of vibe.
And honestly, that vibe that you had was like, I was like, yeah, nah. Nah, yeah. I'm not finna.
That was funny.
And then it was weird.
We ended up doing a podcast together through the same friend. And we met for dinner to see if the vibe for the podcast would have been right.
Yeah. And yeah.
It was just funny.
I feel like we just I feel like we became friends. Yeah,
we basically, that dinner, I felt like Rika did the craziest thing where it was like stand up in front of a restaurant and start asking people who were at the restaurant whether he was right or wrong on something we were having a discussion on.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, he's confident, good on him. And then we started doing the podcast like on a weekly basis and chilling together.
And then, just kind of, I realized that you weren't the person who my first impression of you wasn't actually like that at all.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, oh shit, like girl's kind of dope. Like, like she's a vibe.
It was your personality and your humor that really did get me. Because I was like, if a guy can, in the nicest way possible, there was one time you were really unwell.
Yeah.
And you were really drugged up.
Yeah.
Legally.
I was not well.
You were not well at all. And I just remember you just made a joke. And I was like, if you can be that unwell and still try and like have a laugh about it, you're my kind of person. Like, life isn't going to be easy. And if you can be drugged up, in pain, and still trying to make it a lighter situation, all right, let's do this kind of vibe.
Yeah. I feel like
that is who you are.
How we met was,
It was a nice way. I feel like if we had met on that blind date,
initially, but no.
Would have worked.
It wouldn't have.
Rico would have walked in and I would have been like, he'd be like, yeah, what's happening? And I'd be like, no, bye. Like, you would have had that bravado. I would have had that bravado.
Yeah.
And we both would have just been like, no.
Yeah, pieces, deuces.
Yeah, but like, it's nice to know you though. So, next question. Who made the first move?
I did.
What made you start a review channel?
So I kind of just like the idea of initially reacting to like, I think I started to do music videos in the very beginning.
Movie trailers.
Yeah, and movie trailers. It wasn't until I watched a video on YouTube and I was like, yo, people react to movies? Because I feel like I didn't know you could react to movies. I thought you could only do like trailers and stuff like that. But the more I tried to like upload those things, I got recommended like people actually doing like reactions to movies. And then I was like, yo, like that's dope.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, Monica, you haven't seen Harry Potter. Would you like to react to it with me? Monica said no. I said, I'll get you a dog. And then the rest is history.
And then I've been stuck since.
Yeah. So that's how it started.
Yeah. Okay, next question. There's quite a few on travel.
Okay.
It's quite a few questions. So like, what countries do you want to go to? Where would you guys like to go next? Those kind of vibes.
I feel like the honest answer to that question, because of COVID, is anywhere. Like, like it's literally anywhere that we can maybe have a beach or just some sun, and that we can take Newton.
Yeah. So anywhere that will have aircon for Newton.
Yeah.
And a beach, just which is really hard because the UK doesn't allow dogs on planes unless they go in cargo.
Yeah, and we don't
want to do that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're going to really, when we do start to travel, so first we just need to make sure he's potty trained and all of that, and he's just a little bit less puppy.
Yeah.
And then we're really going to have to find out how to get Newton with us. Because as much as I'd love to do some stuff without him, it wouldn't feel right if we knew he was at home. Do you have any previous higher education?
Yes.
Yes, also. Yes. we both went to university.
Yeah, we both have our degrees.
Yeah. When did you guys decide to live together?
Was it the second lockdown?
It was the first one.
Oh, sorry. There's been so many. I don't even really.
It was during the first one, and I had just for first few months we were separated, and then I think things started to calm down a little. I isolated for a while from my family, and then I came to visit you for our anniversary, our first anniversary.
Yeah.
And I stayed there, I think, for like a month.
Yeah.
And when I was leaving, Rico wanted us to move in together.
Yeah, essentially. I was like, well, if we could live together in my bedroom for basically a month, I feel like we could live together.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like, yeah, it's not bad to live with.
Not bad to live with.
And then we moved into a studio.
So, another question is, what is your favorite food?
Oh, my favorite food is a Caribbean meal called curry goat.
Oh my God. So good.
Yeah, that's my favorite meal. Yeah.
Mine would definitely be like a bitoque, which is a Portuguese meal, which is basically like steak, rice, chips, salad, egg. Yeah, just nice and simple. So how long have you and Rico been together? Rico, how long have we been together?
3 years going on 4.
3 years and like 3 months, but yes, technically it's still going on 4. What's the most British thing about Rico? He doesn't know how good fruit can taste.
Fruit. Yes. Okay.
That's what I feel like the most British thing about him is. Even though you've traveled, like my love for fruit for you in the beginning was just like you just didn't get it.
Yeah. See,
but now that I've started like really showing you how fruit can taste, I feel like you really started to understand.
Yeah, I agree. The only fruit I really do have like a, oh my gosh, is when I go to like the Caribbean and I have like a mango or something like that. Apart from like that, I don't really care for fruits as much. But like Monica will make like a full platter of like different fruits and just be like, here. And I'm just like, God, like. It's
so good. Like, I feel like especially when you've come from abroad, you really know how much fruit can have. Like even when you just travel, like have a piece of orange and see how different it tastes.
Yeah.
Do you plan on having children in the future?
Ooh.
I do.
See, I do as well. I just feel like Newton has kind of opened my eyes to the responsibilities of looking after another little person. Even though he's not a person. I feel like he is.
Yeah.
So right now, no, but it is something I would love. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. How did you get into YouTube, and what would your advice be for a starting YouTuber? I would say get a boyfriend who wants to do YouTube, get him to bribe you with something you want, and start doing it.
I would say how I got into YouTube would be just by doing the reactions to the music videos and to the trailers, and then eventually it just evolved. I feel like that's the one thing that always you gotta understand. Things change. Where you started out or what you even plan to be doing might change from what actually happens.
And what would your advice be to a starting YouTuber?
My advice would be to a starting YouTuber, just do it. I know that might sound a bit weird, but like...
No, it's right. Just put out the content.
Yeah.
Give it your best effort. Just be consistent.
Yeah, and also try to look at what people are doing, because it is, I know it sounds really bad, but trends are trends for a reason. And
you get recommended from that as well.
But at the same time, also just stay true to who you are. It's a fine line, but but just a mix of those things.
I agree. Another question is asking me and you. Okay. So were you born in Portugal, and where was Rico born? So yeah, I was born in Portugal, and I moved to the UK when I was 8 years old because my parents moved here for work. And yeah, that's me. Rico, where were you born?
I was born in England, and I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah. Has YouTube created some tension/problems between you?
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like it has to an extent.
Yeah, it has.
I feel like Because if we're being completely honest, because it was your venture in the beginning, I feel like it created some tensions in terms of sometimes Rico would be upset with how I reacted to things.
Yeah.
I feel like the reality is because you were a hardcore fan of Harry Potter, sometimes when I made a little comment, you wouldn't find it funny. You would find it a bit like as an attack. And I was just like, well, it's my perception of it.
Do you know what the funniest thing about that is, though? Some of those moments have actually been probably one of the more memorable. Say, for example, there was a scene where Voldemort, or no, I don't know if it wasn't Voldemort. I think it was what's his name? It was Sirius Black. And he was talking about now he has a weapon or something that he didn't have before. And Monica said, his nose. And
you were so upset with me.
I was like, why would you say, like, his
the minute we
nose?
stopped recording, he's like...
I was like, why would you say his nose?
But I feel like that, for me, created the most tension.
I feel like, unintentionally, I feel like, just being very honest here, it's kind of... in the beginning, I feel like it kind of made me a little resentful towards you.
Why is that?
I initially, like I said before, started the YouTube channel to do it solo.
Yeah.
I realized that when I was like, oh, I want you to watch the reaction to Harry Potter with me, because I genuinely wanted you to watch Harry Potter with me. But why not record it? Let's just see what happens. That took a life of its own. It was no longer what I wanted. It was what you guys wanted. And I feel like, as someone that had been trying to do his own thing for so long, and then finally it happened, but then it not be your own thing, kind of made me feel a bit like, like I was happy. Don't get me wrong, I know it's weird. I was happy.
Yeah, but you're just trying to think of if there was a problem.
Yeah, like it was kind of like and even till this day, like even like you guys I've said multiple times, like believing in yourself. There was times where I genuinely felt like, does it matter if I don't record a video if Monica's not in it? Like, like.
So it created tension, as in like it made.
I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it just created something that was never there prior to our relationship.
Yeah, because we never had to do anything together. It was kind of like, you have your own thing, I have my own thing. You're doing good on you. Yeah, and it didn't really affect.
And I know
each other.
I know it shouldn't, because it's the both of us like going higher. But the reality is, it did cause a bit of a...
Made you feel a certain kind of way at the beginning, which is normal, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What's your favorite thing about each other?
I love that you really are who you are. I know it sounds weird to say, but I don't meet or know many people that actually are like that throughout. Like, some people might be like that in moments. Or like, oh yeah, you're kind. Yeah, okay, you're kind because it's relevant or beneficial to you. You are like that even with things that do not serve you a purpose. So like, say for example, just in general, if it's like, you know, like one of those ones where someone might do something to benefit them. Yeah. You won't do it to benefit you if it's not fair to the other person. And I think that is something that teaches me a lot. And I genuinely, that's one of the best things I feel I like about you, is that you show me a different side of things. Aww. I'm just being like, just...
That's so sweet. I feel like for me, it's your ability to be fair in outside of situations. Like, for me personally, if a friend of mine comes to me and is like, oh, this person did this, I'm like, how dare they? But you're like, okay, well, why would they have done that though? And I feel like you really taught me to be that way. Like unbiased and kind of just like okay, well, consider the other person's situation.
Good, yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of made me a better person in general. But I have to say, my favorite thing about you is your humor. Like, guys, like, it would just be like a very stressful situation, and he would just say the funniest thing. Like, we could just argue, and he'll just look at me, and I'm just like, oh, don't do it. And we just start laughing. Like,
yeah.
I feel like, honestly, it is as much as it could be the thing that annoys me the most about you, I think what I love the most about you is that you're carefree.
Oh, that's really nice because...
But I also hate it.
I know. That's why I was like, oh wow, because I was like, that is something that I wouldn't have actually thought. It's
like you teach me to let go of things and to just like enjoy things a bit more. Next question, what's it like living in your new house together?
I feel like personally it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it, but there's so much more to clean.
Yeah, there is, but I mean...
I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm the kind of person that needs to make sure the door is locked 4 times.
Oh yeah, you do, yeah.
So it's really annoying that I get to the 3rd floor and I'm like, did I lock the door? And I've got to go all the way back downstairs to check the doors were locked.
I think the thing I love probably the most is the space.
Same. I love the space. I just hate it at the same time.
Yeah. And the fact that we actually now can do stuff like this.
Yeah.
We couldn't do this before.
No, we couldn't.
Like, we genuinely... Like, I know it sounds so simple. Just sit down right again. Sit down, bro. Record.
Yeah. like, guys, he twitches 3 times a week. And if you don't know he twitches, here's his info.
Come join the Vibe Tribe.
But guys, every time that he twitches... I'm able to be downstairs and still prepare dinner for him. Like, I can make dinner so when he finishes twitching, it's ready instead of in the studio, it affecting you.
Or even just, not even just so much for making dinner, because that sounds a bit like, you just make me dinner while I'm twitching.
I do make you dinner.
I know, but
I made you McDonald's the other day.
I
made you at Nando's.
No, but I just mean like, it's nice that you can still relax downstairs.
Yeah, and I don't have to hear you.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I could go to bed while he's twitching.
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect me.
It's crazy. I know that sounds like, it might not sound like a lot to some people, but
for us, it's everything.
Yeah, I love it. I love
it too. I love the fact that we could have a barbecue now.
Yeah.
We literally, during the heat, we literally bought a barbecue and just had a barbecue outside and we just sat. Like, we didn't have that before.
Yeah. It's the smallest things. Like, you just have...
it's amazing. Yeah. We're really grateful. It definitely has its perks. And I can't imagine ever going back to a studio. I literally told Rico, if we ever do want to start a family, we're going to need like a 12-bedroom house. Because I'm not downsizing anymore.
Monica said, only up for me.
Legit. Like, so yeah, guys, that is... some of the questions that we've been asked.
I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was quite fun.
And I feel like I kind of learned something a little bit about you as well.
Uh-oh.
No, I just mean like, it's kind of like, I didn't expect some of your answers. So it's nice to every now and then have a little like catch up or a refresh.
Fair. But yeah, I really enjoyed that too. I think it was really fun to just vibe a bit, if that makes sense, together.
I like, do you know what I really do like about these vlogs? It is different from the reactions. It really is. It is kind of just a time to just...
breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, you don't have to be in front of a green screen watching something, making sure you don't eat. That was one of the biggest problems we had at the beginning. I wanted to snack so bad.
Yeah.
And I wanted to drink water so bad. And Rico would just be like,
Monica,
you keep drinking at the most pivotal point.
Or you just eating at this point where it's like, like
Voldemort was about to show up for the first time and I was like...
oh my God. But I think as you've started to edit the videos now for YouTube...
I don't drink no more.
Do you know what? There's a lot of things, And guys, if you don't know, Monica right now is editing most of the videos for YouTube, if not all of them. I've kind of taken a step back because I needed a moment.
Yeah, he's been editing for 3 years.
Yeah.
He needs a minute.
So I feel like now as Monica is editing them, she understands the kind of things that annoyed me when I was editing.
Sometimes I used to be like, Rico, bro, just like let it go. Be natural. And I was like, did you have to breathe during that point? Did you have to? Thank you so much for all the questions that you guys have asked. Thank you so much for all the time you've put in, and also for watching this. I hope we answered some of the questions. It's kind of difficult to give answers to stuff that we've not been asked before.
Yeah.
So,
not gonna lie, kind of was on the spot here. This whole video just felt like, hey, just get ready and just come downstairs and record with me. Okay.
What for? Don't ask questions.
Yeah. But I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's different.
And you behaved.
Yeah, quiet.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, give a like, and yeah, if you have any other things you'd like to see from us, feel free to put them in the comments. But yeah, Rico, any last thoughts? Anything you want to say?
No, just hope you guys are good. Take care. Drink some water. Be good.
Take care, guys.